Subnautica 2 is the next game in what is now the non-numbered trilogy of games made by Unknown Worlds. It has already accumulated several controversies during its first week of release, although luckily, none of them were that serious. One in particular caught my attention quite a bit, and judging by the thumbnail and the title, I imagine you already have a pretty good idea of which one I'm talking about. That's right, without making it any more mysterious, I'm talking about the fact that a lot of people were complaining about the complete lack of defensive options against predators in Subnautica 2. During the first week of early access, I noticed, especially on Twitter, to absolutely no one's surprise, that a lot of people were complaining about the developers' decision to avoid any kind of weapon and any way to harm the fish and predators of Zazura. I think the main problem is using Twitter in the first place. I should probably find something more productive to do instead of wasting my time on that social network. Aside from that, I've come across some of the most misguided, ignorant, and, dare I say it, sorry for the bad word, dumb comments you can find on that platform. Comments like this one right here, which says, "Subnautica 2 is a pacifist ideology woven into a game. Players have noticed you cannot defend yourself against attacking fish. Not even in self-defense. Only passive means are available." It honestly amazes me how people always want to bring ideology or straight-up politics into video games that have little to nothing to do with the ideas they're trying to pin on the studio or the company. At least in my opinion, and from what my ignorant eyes have seen on the internet, Unknown Worlds Entertainment has never suggested or shown any particular political alignment. Since when does playing video games have to be about aligning yourself with X or Y political movement? I think the wrong kind of people have been getting involved, and we've drifted away from the real purpose of a video game, to be a way of telling a story and entertaining us, not just a messy mixture of political ideas and movements that have nothing to do with it. This was by design. You can't kill anything because the devs feel it would support gun violence and aspects of colonialism. Subnautica is one vote towards a world with less guns. A reminder that there is another way forward. We want people to feel like they're learning to adapt to the world rather than being a conqueror or dominator. We're not a killing game. Go play Sons of the Forest or something if you want to kill. The anti-violence stance got stronger from Subnautica 1 to 2, which now has a complete no-kill policy even when the fish can still kill you. Here, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're referring to comments made by some members of the Subnautica Discord server, and regarding this, there is already a direct response from the developers. I quote, "Subnautica has always been built around vulnerability, exploration, and survival rather than traditional weapon-based combat. We believe that this is part of what makes the game unique. However, that design only works if creature encounters feel fair, readable, and engaging. Right now, we know we have more work to do to achieve that. They're making it more than clear that even though they will keep the gameplay away from weapon-based combat, they still want to give us, as players, the most and best possible ways to deal with the sea monsters we can and will encounter throughout our adventure in Zazura. I think it's worth clarifying that Subnautica 2 is in early access, and it will remain that way for the next few years. But the best way to maintain a healthy environment for the whole community is, yes, to ask for changes, but always while keeping communication respectful and respecting the vision of the development studio for their own project. Yes, we bought the game. Yes, we can give feedback on that early access. But we should avoid acting like we own the idea or the decisions the studio makes. We should simply help them stay on the right path so that the early access can be a success. I think we need to stop thinking that just because we paid for an early access game, the game belongs to us. Technically speaking, and with some nuance, yes and no. Well, we actually bought as a license to use the game, but, well, that would be getting off topic. Paying for early access does not make us owners of the idea. It does not make us owners of the game's development. We have to respect the vision the creators have. If you're a fan, I think you should know that the right thing to do is not to impose your own "I think this, therefore I want this" mindset. Instead, it's about knowing how to give good feedback so that, together, players and developers can help the game become and show the best version of itself. Not by imposing, but by respecting and contributing new ideas that stay in line with what the studio has in mind. To finish this section, I'll show you a few ways that currently exist in the most recent version of Subnautica 2 to defend yourself against those potentially annoying neighbors you may come across. Well, I think that's everything I had to show you for today. Before saying goodbye, I'd like to ask that if you enjoyed the video, feel free to check out my Patreon and take a look. I'll be uploading previews of future videos there, including scripts, thumbnails, and the occasional clip. For the higher tiers, I'll also let you watch videos ahead of time. Likewise, don't forget that if you want to leave an idea, a suggestion, or simply show that you enjoyed the video, you can leave a like, subscribe, or leave a comment in the comments section. I'm always reading them and leaving hearts on all of them. With nothing more to say, that's it for today. I'll see you in the next video. See ya!